day for Carson Wentz on Sunday. But before we get to that, take a look at this. This is Baltimore. There will be a battle tonight, 8:05 p.m. kickoff at M&T Bank Stadium. We cannot wait to see what the Cowboys can do. They've dropped 5 of 6. Zach Martin on IR. Let's see what the Cowboys can do to try to keep pace in the NFC East, where we just saw Washington take down the Steelers, of course, and the Giants take down the Seahawks in Week 13. Let's talk Eagles now, right? Let's keep it in the NFC East here. Tough day for Carson Wentz on Sunday. Rookie quarterback Jalen Hurts took over the offense for the majority of the second half, as we know. So what does it mean for the Eagles QB situation moving forward? Stacey Dales is here with more.
The 3-8-1 Eagles have lost 4 in a row, including Sunday's loss to the Packers. Quarterback Carson Wentz threw for just 79 pass yards. He was replaced in the second half by the 53rd overall pick rookie Jalen Hurts. He ended up with 109 pass yards. Head coach Doug Peterson on Monday remained non-committal as to which guy he would name the starter moving forward, though he did note how much he appreciated the spark that Hurts provided in the fourth quarter, especially. Of course, we all saw that 32-yard touchdown strike to receiver Greg Ward. Hurts said after the game, "I want to do whatever I can to help this team and get this thing going in the right direction." As for Carson Wentz, he has been sacked 50 times this season. That is the most in the National Football League. But most importantly, with those sacks, per Next Gen Stats, he has held the ball on average 4.88 seconds. We know there have been a series of struggles and combinations with the offensive line, but there is no question there are a myriad of problems for Carson Wentz in this offense. Indeed, a quarterback change could be in store for Doug Peterson and company. They face the Saints at home on Sunday.
Thank you, Stacey. You mentioned a myriad of problems with the Eagles, and I can tell you this, WIP in the morning, it is on fire every morning right now, and it's not just Carson Wentz that is taking the heat. So here's my segment where I ask you guys questions, and you tell us whether you are in or you are out. Here is the statement. I will tee it up. First one's first. Let's talk about those Eagles.
Okay.
Carson Wentz is the person and the single individual who deserves the most blame for this forgettable 2020 Eagles season. Kyle, why don't you go first? We'll go around the horn this way.
Okay. There's a lot to blame to go around. There's been some really tough, freezing cold take style draft picks that the Eagles did not make. I mean, imagine Justin Jefferson on the Eagles. Imagine DK Metcalf. Probably be a lot easier for Carson Wentz. And yet, I'm going a huge thumbs up that this is Carson Wentz's issue. I don't really want to hear about linemen reshuffling and people out. This is the toughest, strangest season of all time. A lot of teams are dealing with it. I do not want Doug Peterson's head on a spike like some people. A guy who wins the Super Bowl and then goes to the playoffs 2 years in a row after it should not be fired. Carson Wentz, I don't recognize him. I know he's healthy between the ears. I think there are all kinds of issues that he's given months to figure out. It's number 11, huge money, huge responsibility, huge contract, zero production. I go Carson Wentz, and I hate to do it.
It's tough because he didn't have a bunch of people to throw the ball to last year, and he somehow got it done, right? So that's where I want to say that it's mostly on him. But I'm going to say I'm out on this. It's 50-50 between Carson Wentz, his surrounding pieces, and that includes the coaching that decided to give Miles Sanders the ball just 10 times and 6 times the week before. There's some weird things going on here. I feel like he's under pressure every time he drops back. I know you don't want to hear about offensive linemen, but it's not all him. I think we put too much on quarterbacks sometimes. So I'm out. I think it's 50-50.
Are you crisscross applesauce with your
feet
right now?
I don't know. I'm just having a day.
Right. You got your feet tucked up?
Let me enjoy my migraine and just ride it out. Thanks.
Speaking of migraines, I know that Eagles fans have had migraines all season long.
Oh, yeah.
As much as I want to say it's Carson Wentz, I'm not going to. And I'm the first guy to get up here and tell you about quarterbacks getting paid a ton of money. And because of that, they are responsible for the success or the failures of their squads. But when you look at the beginning of the season, the wide receivers didn't do anything to help them. Alshon hasn't been there. Even when he's out on the field, he's not there. And Kyle, I know you don't want to hear about it, but it is a big deal when the offensive line is banged up as much as they were.
Wentz has been terrible, Nate.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
He has.
Terrible.
But that happens when you have so many things going wrong. Offensive line, wide receiver play, no consistency. And to be honest, the game plan week in and week out just hasn't been shaped around the skill set of Carson Wentz. So what do you do if you're Carson Wentz, he's like the team guy? I'll do whatever it takes. I heard recently he went in and apologized to the squad. He walked into a team meeting and was like, hey, yo, and I think that's weird. It's not your job to come in and apologize.
You're right.
So for me, I just feel like with everything that happened, yes, he's pressing. He's doing way too much. Every play is the most heroic play for Carson Wentz. Sometimes you just live to play another down. You don't have to prove to everybody you're worth every single red cent you're getting paid. So I believe there's all these other variables that I could blame, so I'm not going to give him 100% of the blame.
You're taking the field.
I am. I'm taking the field.
And
he's part of the field, Trax.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Okay, let's go on to the next one here. The Patriots play in 2 days against the Rams team in what is a Super Bowl rematch from a few years ago. And despite critics, some at this table writing them off, there they are, sitting right outside the wild card spot as we enter Week 14. So here's the statement. With 4 weeks left to go, the New England Patriots will find their way somehow into the playoffs this season. Nate Burleson, you in or you out? Patriots find a way to sneak in the AFC playoffs.
I'm in. Until they're mathematically out of it, I'm not going to count them out. I was walking around the house yesterday, and I'm like, the Patriots look really good to my son. Little Nate says, it was the Chargers, Dad. So until they're mathematically okay, I'm not going to count them out.
I got to say I'm out because the math looks really bad. I hate it when teams need other teams to do things. They legitimately have to run the table to even have a shot at this. And then they also need the Colts, Dolphins, Raiders, and the Ravens to absolutely collapse. It's Pats, Rams. Maybe if they beat the Rams, I'll change my tune, but I'm out.
I'm out. They're not going. And if the Bills can't beat them this year, they're never going to beat them. I'm out.
Okay, everyone's out. Patriots, why even bother playing the rest of the games? No, I'm kidding. Thursday night, they take on, coming off a 45-0
Big
win.
game on Thursday.
45 points, Trax.
Big game Thursday, big game tonight, Kay.
There is. Yeah, we got to go. I thought we were talking